Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today I will be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what that means is that you can bring out your own whips, or if you want, you could do things like chores, you could drive around, or you could sit on the couch doing absolutely nothing while my cat is making a ruckus behind me. Anyway. So yeah, you'll probably be hearing some noise. I'm sitting in the office today, so my husband's working. He said it was okay if I could record in here since he didn't really have any meetings, so you might hear some keyboards click-clacking and stuff like that. You might hear a cat trying to jump up on the desk, etc. So nice little different noises, I guess, than kids talking. But I am working on magic lessons. I am almost done. I'm on the last row here, so I'll take out the pictures to show you guys. So yeah, I'm right here in the middle of this spot. I wasn't really going to do a Wip Chat today. I was supposed to do it yesterday. Didn't do it yesterday. Was going to do it today. Didn't really do it at all. I did a section and then I'm like, okay, maybe I should. So I'm doing this right before we're supposed to pick up the kids. So let's see how far I can get into this before it's time to go get the children. So yeah, I've been kind of feeling a little out of it and everything and wasn't really feeling up for it, but I'm going to try and get some, talk a little bit, this week, or about last week. If you guys saw the video I posted, yesterday, the Deserted, Island tag from it was like DAC Deserted Island tag challenge kind of thing. I actually finally showed my face. I don't think I ever really showed my face at all. I think that was the first time I've actually done it without, like, you know, you kind of seeing glimpses here and there, like from a reflection or something like that. So so yeah, just it wasn't, I felt very awkward. I felt very embarrassed, especially since my hair's still growing in. I tried to style it. My friends said I looked nice and everything, but they're my friends. They gotta say that. But yeah, I felt very awkward, but I felt like maybe it was kind of a time to do that, especially since some people already know what I look like at the retreat, and I'm going to a couple of retreats next year, so it's just like, maybe it's time to try and branch out a little bit. I'm trying to. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about diamond painting stuff. What did you guys think of last week's releases from Diamond Art Club? Because they killed me. They killed me so bad. I wanted to get like a couple of things and I didn't. I was good. I wish listed everything, and in fact it was a good thing, because what happened was, like, so to help control I need these diamond paintings like Handsome Wizard and then like the Mrs. Butter and stuff like that, I actually was going into Target for a pickup. My husband and I drove to Target for a drive up and everything, so I was able to ignore you know, the early releases and also the you know, the general release, because I was in the car at that time, so it was a little easier to help me ignore that, and maybe that's the way I'll have to do it. And then, like, my friends on the Crafters Den Discord, they were also being nice. I told them that I'm on a no-buy. You know, generally speaking, you know, I still want to get the Scouts, and then Chrysabugs from Diamond Art Club. I can control myself with a Chrysabug from Jaded Gem Shop because it's going to be there. I won't have to worry about it being archived. So at least, you know, that's something that I can be, I can take, you know, take it and be like, okay, it'll be all right. Especially since Jade released like 2 pixel charted dragons from Chocolate Raisin Fury, and I love that artist. I actually have 2 of her pins, like, and they're the from like the Evolution. So I have a Vaporeon and I have an Espeon pin from her, and she's already got like Eevee on the website, but this time there's these 2 dragons that are pixel charted and they look so good, and I had to go and be like, I had to tag Alyssa and stuff like that and like, please talk me out of buying these things. I wasn't going to, but I needed someone to tell me it's okay. It won't, that I don't need it and stuff like that. So she's like, it's going to be there when, you know, there's going to be a Black Friday sale. There's going to be like, you'll be fine. And I see one of the cats climbing up on my husband's desk. I'll talk about that in a little bit. It's been interesting, I will say, the least with Rigel. Rigel's been very much a troublemaker. He's living up to his nickname so much. So so yeah, and with Alyssa, she talked me out of it, and then also Shire Shenanigans, she's like, you have so many pretties in your stash. We kind of joke around that we're all a bunch of crows because we're all like shiny and stuff like that. And she goes, you have so many pretties in your stash. Yes, this is pretty, but you have a lot in your stash that are pretty and shiny as well. It'll be okay. You just, and I'm like, okay, I'll just look at my hoard and go, my precious, instead. Which is helping a little bit. So yeah, just trying to control myself not to do, trying to limit my buying and stuff like that. And if it's really a want, like, I'll talk to my husband about it and we'll discuss it and stuff like that. But oh man, it is so hard, especially when Diamond Art Club comes out with these bangers and it's like, I just want. So yeah, so definitely trying to limit my spending here and everything. So that's some of the stuff that's been kind of going up on diamond painting wise. Now, the thing is, we're trying to limit it, and then of course this is the week when everything for me electronic wise or things related to electronic stuff start breaking. So I've had this headset that I've been wearing. It's a Logitech headset. I've been like for about 4 years. Beforehand, I have been horrendous with having headsets and stuff like that. Especially when they were wired. So, like, I would always run over it with my chair and stuff like that when I was living at an apartment complex, when I was pregnant with Nicole and everything. I would go through 3 to 4 headsets a year. And then when we moved here into our house, when it got built and stuff, it started whittling down to more like 2 to 3, and then 1 to 2, and then I found these Logitech ones, and usually I only had to replace them because the wire would cut out, like it would get too loose on the head because the earphones would swivel and stuff like that. And I found this one from Logitech, and it was like it stayed with me for 4 years. I am surprised about how long I was able to hold on to this headset, considering my curse. So hopefully the curse has been broken, I guess, since it took 4 years for it to finally disintegrate on me. Not disintegrate, but the wires started getting loose and everything. And I was kind of complaining about my head hurting a lot. Like, the headset's heavy, and I like to listen to stuff. I diamond paint here mainly. Actually got Carlac underneath this diamond painting. I grabbed like basically this light pad and moved it over, so I have 2 light pads over here, but my smaller one. So I kind of figured that I'm going to try and finish this today or tomorrow. I'm going to try and finish this entire thing, and then I'll start working on Sweet Tooth after this. Anyway, rambling. Going back to what I was saying, so like my previous headset's been giving me a lot of headaches, a lot of neck aches, and it's been like really straining because I would sit here, diamond paint, listen to stuff, and wear this, and of course that headset's heavy, and I'm leaning, I go shrimp mode sometimes, or I'll like lean my head downwards and like where I'm practically, my face is on the canvas sometimes. And then sometimes my husband's like, you probably want to sit up straight. So so it finally gave out. So it's just like, all right, started looking around for headsets. People are like, looking around for a lightweight one. I was seeing these bone conduction ones. I was like, I don't really want those and things like that. So I went back to Logitech because that's been my tried and true. And I found this pair that claims that it was lightweight. And I was just like, sure. The last pair I had claimed it was lightweight. I know it's been 4 years, but it claimed it's lightweight. I know these things are bulky and they're heavy. My husband has like, you know, gone through a couple of these wireless headsets himself, you know, not even Logitech brands, but, you know, others and stuff like that. I'm like, sure, yeah, sure, it's lightweight. But what sold me was the 33-hour battery life. So my old headset, it had like a 13-hour battery life. I'm like, dang, 33 hours compared to my 13 hours? Okay, I'm kind of sold on that, you know. Sure, it says it's lightweight. Okay, we'll go with it. It comes in like literally the next day, and I set it up, and the box is heavy. I'm like, sure, yeah, I know it's not lightweight, yeah. And then I pull out, and to my surprise, the headset is actually like, it is 10 times lighter than my headset that I was wearing. I still have a little bit of a neck ache, but that's probably just because of my posture. But I am really liking this headset a lot. It's really nice. It's very similar to how my other headset was in ways, but it's doesn't put a strain on my neck as much as it, you know, as the other one used to. So I really like this one a lot. So I'm really ecstatic about that. So I'm glad that I got the new headset. I just hate that we had to spend money for it. And then of course, same week, and you'll probably see this like in my challenge, my 100-day challenge part 2 thing. There was a day where I had to actually hold my phone with my hand and talk about a section or two, and that was because my tripod stand type thing, it finally gave up the ghost because I maneuver it so much and I carry it around. I don't carry it properly because it's kind of on the heavy side and stuff like that, and it just went. The top part just kind of broke off completely. It was like a clean, like completely broke off. And I asked my husband, "Do you think you can fix this?" He tried. He's like, "No, there's no fixing it." I'm like, "I'm sorry, dang it." And I found a link for something similar, but it's like a kind of sturdier, and I like it a lot more because it's a flat rectangle base, so I can actually slide this underneath my desk, like the base underneath my desk, and get a closer view over here, so it's able to, I can get the arm closer to you guys and everything. But I sent that link to him and I said when we are able to, and then he sends me a message like, "It's going to be here tomorrow." I'm like, "That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant." But it's sweet of him to do that. So yeah, I'm recording with my new little tripod here, trying it out. There's like some kinks still that I got to figure out. I got like a little axle wrench over here to help tighten the hinges and stuff like that. So like, I'm watching to see if it starts slowly sinking down or not. So if it does, you'll know why I haven't tightened it enough yet. And then later in the week, like Saturday, I had a Zoom meeting I needed to be in, and I was kind of fine with that, like without having a webcam, because I gave my old webcam because I haven't used it in a while. I haven't used my webcam at all. So, and my dad mentioned that he needed a webcam. I'm like, okay, here, it's fine. You can have this. It was my husband's old webcam, and he gave it to me, and then he bought himself a newer version, and I was just like, okay, and it was a good webcam, so I was like, I gave it to my dad. And then of course, now that I was like, I didn't need it, I have no use for it, I haven't used it in so long, guess what? I need it now. I need a webcam. So I was fine with like going into the Zoom meeting without being on camera, because I did that last year too, with the retreat meetings and stuff like that. And but then they said something like some things that are going to be happening, so it's like, okay, maybe I should have a webcam, but I was like, maybe not. I'll just deal with it. What really cinched it though was later on that day in the Discord, there's been like cross-stitching talk going on with Bevby, and then like with Katie and everyone else, and I have a cross-stitch project. It's underneath my desk and I haven't touched it in over a year plus. And then like everyone's like talking about it, like Alyssa and a couple other people are like, they're getting into cross stitch and everything, and they decided that they were going to do like a little video and chat kind of thing, like all of us chat together. So I got on. I didn't have a camera, so they didn't get to see me, but now it's like, dang, I probably should get a camera if we're going to continue all these little meetups and stuff, because I actually cross stitched for the first time in over a year. So I pulled out my my thing. I found my patterns. I found my floss. It was funny because I was like, I can't find my floss. Where's my floss? Okay, there it is. And I didn't get very far with my with everything, because it's been a while. And I had to position the lights differently compared to how I diamond paint and everything. So but I was able to get like maybe 30 stitches in, so I felt pretty proud of myself for getting that much in. I was like trying to tighten the tension on my stand because it's been ages, dusted off. I really should probably make myself a grime guard. I have a sewing machine, I have the fabric, I have the elastic. I have never, I need to look at a pattern on how to make grime guards, because I've seen people sell them on Etsy. I just don't really want to spend the money on that. I'm like, so I gotta measure out and figure this out. Like, I gotta figure out like what the pattern is or something for that, so I can at least make sure that it doesn't get dusty. So I don't know. I probably will be stitching a little bit more. So we'll see. Like I might show you some of my progress, like during the month in reviews and stuff like that, if I get anywhere with it. I've been kind of wanting to show you guys like my progress with other projects I've been working on. I just don't know how you guys would feel about it, like, because I love doing sticker by number books a lot, and I want to show you like what I actually work on. And like sometimes I do like paper star origami. I have like this project that's kind of going slow, where I'm making like a bunch of paper stars, and I'm putting them in a jar, and then eventually I'm going to give that to my husband, and all the little paper stars have I love you on it and everything. And that's slow going, so but I've been working on that every now and then, especially when my fingers aren't hurting as much. So it's just that I would like to show you guys like some of the different projects. It's still mainly diamond painting. Don't worry, still mainly diamond painting. But like maybe like month in reviews and stuff like that, you'll get to see a couple of other projects at the end. I'll probably put it like right at the very end, so like once the diamond painting portion's done, then you'll see that. And if you're not interested, you can just move on to the next video or something like that, I guess. I don't know. But if you guys would be interested, let me know down below about that. So yeah, just stuff like that. So yeah, basically, saying, hey, we're going to spend less, and then all of a sudden we had to do all that. Those three things. I'm like, ah. So hopefully it chills a little bit now. Now that that's all I'm like, things come in threes, right? So those were the three things. So that has to be. Cross your fingers. So trying to get into the spooky season. Places are finally starting to have pumpkin spice creamer. I say this every year. I know it's not pumpkin flavor. It's spices, like it's cinnamon, cloves, allspice, cardamom, etc. I love that. I love the pumpkin spice stuff that you put into like pumpkin pie and things like that. Hence why it's called pumpkin spice. But like, I don't care. I don't care if it's not pumpkin flavor. I love it. I love pumpkin flavors as well. So, but yeah, just it was like I'm just excited that that stuff's coming in. Like there are some things that are coming in, like the creamer and stuff like that we got from Target, because the food line we have around this area doesn't seem to want to stock things. We don't have Aquafina there anymore, so we have to get Aquafina from Target, and but we don't do many Target runs. I think this is like the second Target run I've done in like 3 weeks or something like that. But one of the reasons why we were doing a Target run in the first place was because a few weeks ago we had like a spa day with Nicole, and we promised that Michael and Jana, they would get their own day, and Jana had an option of either doing a spa day with me or doing like a game night with Michael and my husband, and she chose game night, but we did a little bit of spa stuff in between, so she got a little bit of the spa treatment. But basically they got to stay up as late as they could, They got to eat junk food, and choose a dinner option, and they got to play video games with their daddy, and they had a lot of fun. We did have an unfortunate incident right at the end of the night. So we figured out we're probably not going to be doing junk food like that again. We try and make sure that our kids don't eat too much, but sometimes they do overeat. And last night, not last night, but that weekend, my son, he overindulged and he got sick, and we had to clean up. It was not pretty. so I was just like, we were like, dang, poor guy. But overall, he had a good weekend. He still enjoyed himself. But we're apparently doing this again this weekend, minus junk food. So this weekend, Jana kind of came up to my husband and was just like, basically asked if they could do game night again, and he kind of agreed. He volunteered. I'm like, dang it! for a split second, because I was like wanting to play video games with him and everything, but nah, it's alright. I'm glad that you're excited. So he completely agreed, and said okay. And they're like planning things like raft or other things, like more group things, because it was like it was more like Jana and him playing together, but and Michael wanted to just do Geometry Dash. It's like, you can't always keep playing Geometry Dash, kid. So maybe they'll like play Raft, or like more Castle Crashers, or other co-op type games or something like that. And I'll see about doing something with Nicole sometime. So but they have been overall doing pretty well. There was some problems that were happening at the school. Won't get into it for my son's privacy and everything, but it was just like, he had a really bad day on Friday, bad enough to one of the things I will mention about is like, so there's like some bullies and stuff like that at school, and they like to cause ruckus and stuff like that. So like in during art class, was their activity for the week was art, and the teacher had enough with these five boys who were just causing chaos in the room, and basically said no fun Friday. So basically 40 minutes of silence, no fun, nothing like that. So he was already disappointed about that Friday, and then an incident happened where it got to the point where he had to call me. He was in tears, and my husband's like, we're going to take him. We're going to pick him up. We're going to just take him home, give him a reset day, let him refresh, recharge. And we're like, okay, yeah, that sounds perfectly fine. And since he didn't really want to go back out and get Jana later on, he went, Jana gets to have, oh, I hear a meow. Is that Nova? Oh, yep, she's right here. So, we'll, give me just a minute, see if she'll hop into the box. So I'll continue on for a little bit. Basically, yeah, so Jana and him got to go eat at McDonald's, and then he got to chill out a little bit, and basically reset. And then, of course, that Saturday he gets sick. So, like I said, the poor kid. Hold on. My husband's handing me a cat. I don't know if I'm able to fit her over here, but let's see. Okay. She probably will be. Oh, let's make sure her tail's not getting in here. Alright, so so we have a little box kitty up here. You don't get to see her. Let me see if I can move the camera a little bit without it starting to slide. But there you go. So here we got a Nova right here. So cute. Yeah, so adorable. What a cutie patootie. Alright, let me move the camera back down. I guess the cats are starting to get more used to us. Oh, and there's when this is starting to slide down a little bit. All right, let's fix this. All right, I am so sorry about that. So, you might see her batting at my pen in just a little bit. Yes, I know, it's such a cutie patootie, yeah. So the cats are getting more used to wanting to hang out with us and stuff. They used to want to just hang out over at their cat tree all the time and just stare out the window, sleep there. But a lot of times now, especially with Nova, this is her box. What I just showed you, this is her box. No one can take this box. No one's allowed to take this box. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. Well, she is just purring, guys. She's just purring. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you'll hear me. Hear me baby talk. I apologize. So, um. So I did mention that we were going to talk about with Rigel being a troublemaker and stuff like that, but we'll talk a little bit with Nova before we'll go into Rigel. So, so nowadays, like, she knows this is her box. And there was one time where my husband threw the box into the discard pile. She wasn't happy about that because we had a different box, and she's like, she wouldn't accept that box at all. She wanted this box, even though she's starting to get a little bit. She's starting to outgrow it just a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, now at times she'll come into our office and she'll just start meowing and squeaking a little bit until one of us is paying attention to her, and if the box is not on the floor, we have to put the box on the floor, and then she'll climb into the box, and then it's like, all right, now lift me up, peasant. Time to pick me up. And then transport her onto whoever's desk, whoever picked her up. So sometimes it's me that has her, like my husband just hands her over to me, and sometimes it's him. He gets to cuddle with her and everything like that. So yeah, so it's so cute. And then there's times when she already has the box that's on the floor, and but she'll start meowing and just looking at us and expecting us to pick her up right away. It's so cute. And then with Rigel, so oh my goodness, Rigel. That cat. I love him to pieces, but oh man, he is a troublemaker. He's a troublemaker. So he will jump he will jump on my husband's chair and then climb up to the top part of it and perch there sometimes. Just so he can just be on top of the world and start like, and then he'll start coming down to try and get onto my husband's desk. He is fascinated with trying to be on my husband's desk. He tried to be on my desk a few times, and he'll still try every now and then. But he doesn't like how the diamond, the drills feel on his feet, and he'll start like kind of shaking his foot every time he puts his paw on it. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to walk on that. And especially when you get to the sticky part, he's really not a big fan of that. Nova here, she doesn't really care about the sticky part. She just walks on by on it. So it's just like, in fact, she'll try and she's a little bit of a trash kitty. She'll chew on every little bit of trash she can find. Isn't that right? She's just snoozing. Her eyes are closed. She's gone to the world. She's in her happy place now. But yeah, so with them coming into our room so often now, my husband and I kind of looked around and got like a cat bed desk attachment, so that way we could potentially put their cat beds, but it's above the desk, so that way they're not like laying on top of everything. But you know, we know they're cats, they're going to do what they want, but if they're higher up, they get to see out the window a little bit better, and they'll get to see all the little birdies that kind of jump around, especially during the springtime. When I'm sitting here and I'm looking out the window, there's like lots of birdies, you know, hopping all over the place, and I'm not diamond painting because I'm too busy petting the kitty. Sorry about that. Let me go back to diamond painting. And you know, basically they get to see a little bit more out this window because people actually walk by on the sidewalk and everything, so they got a lot more to see through here. So maybe they'll like the little attachment, but we'll see. It's supposed to come in later on today. So but yeah, that's a lot. Not a lot has been going on this week. Just been kind of relaxing. I'm just trying to get through this. I'm surprised I was able to get this far as it is. Like I have this section, and then after that I have two more. I figured, yeah, definitely going to work on sweet tea. Not tea, sweet. I say my mother-in-law's diamond painting channel instead. Whoops. But sweet tooth. I'm going to be working on that. But I got my cross-stitch conversion. I still haven't opened. I was going to do an unboxing on that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that anytime soon. And then I have the summer mysteries finally coming to me. So we'll see when I'll be able to do that. And I gotta put that into the rotation sometime soon. But I'm doing pretty well with getting through some of my older kits. I'm gonna try and continue on with this pace as best as I can. My goal is always to at least one section a day, and if I feel up for it, to do two. And I've been doing pretty well with the 2 sections. But I always want to be able to work a little bit on Carlac. So there's going to be days where I'm only working on 1 section, so that way I can put my focus on that one, because I actually got a row done on her, so I'm now officially at the halfway point. She looks so cool. I love it so much. And now I'm like, I think I'm on the 4th section of the next row now, so basically almost halfway with the next row. So hopefully by the time my next month in review comes up, I will be done with another row, and maybe even 2 if I can push it. Cross your fingers. But yeah, been just trying to plug along and get things done as needed, especially now with the Halloween and, you know, fall and stuff like that. I'm really enjoying it. It's still in the 80s here, though. It's still in the 80s, and there's actually going to hit 90 on Friday. So it doesn't feel like fall here. But I'm enjoying the fact that other people are starting to decorate their yards. We gonna have to mow our lawn at least 1 more time, if not 2, before we start putting our decorations up. Although I really want to start doing that. Although I'm going to need help, and I don't know if the kids are going to help. I know my husband will, but you know, I don't want to always have to make him do everything. And me being the supervisor. But if I have to, I mean, eventually, it just won't be this weekend or the next weekend. It'll be closer to October, which makes me sad, because I want to start decorating now. I really do. It looks so cool. Everyone's yard's starting to look so cool, and I know some people are like, it's not even October. Why are you decorating? I'm like, if Christmas gets to start encroaching on my Halloween holiday, I get to encroach onto September. Let me have my Halloween. That's my favorite holiday. Of all the holidays, that is my number 1 favorite. Christmas is a good holiday. I will say it's it's not my favorite at all. I enjoy celebrating it with the kids and stuff like that. They already know about Santa and everything like that, but we're gonna keep it. We're not gonna change too much this year. Gonna be kind of similar to past years. They'll still get presents from Santa, and they'll still get stockings. In fact, we're talking about getting little Christmas stockings for the kitties and stuff like that. Yes. And we're talking about actually building a cage around the tree. Because I know with Rigel, because he's been hopping all over counters, and he has been pushing the buttons, trying to figure out what he can and can't do. I'm like, you are just like a toddler. You're just like when the twins were at toddler age, just trying to figure out what you can and can't do. Except with you look so surprised. He does. He looks so surprised. He's shocked when you're upset with him. Like, what? What did I do? Every time, because you're like, Rachel, and he's like, huh? It's but the head cock. The head cock is what gets me. It's just like, huh? But yeah, just so we're gonna definitely have to build a little barrier so he doesn't try and climb the tree, because I know he will, and knock the tree over. I mean, Nova's not innocent either. We call her Mischief because she does get into mischief at times. Just not as much as Fragile, but she does find her own ways of being, you know, a mischief maker. Isn't that right? Yes. She's just eyes closed, purring. With the trash and stuff like that. She has a little bit of food aggression. I will say that. We're keeping an eye on that. She won't growl or attack, but she will dominate the fact that that's her food and you will not get near it. And sometimes you can't get near Rigel's too. Like, she won't let Rigel get near his food bowl. Like, she'll like plop herself and try and eat over his sometimes. And it's like, cat, you silly kitten. So we're just keeping an eye on that. But she doesn't growl, she doesn't bite or scratch. We're just keeping an eye on her. So, and it's not all the time. It's just like when it's like wet food, and then like whenever my husband's like giving them a little special treat or something like that, that's when she really, it really shows. Like, otherwise she's kind of fine with him sitting next to her eating for the most part. Like, she's chilled. It's just usually during those 2 sessions, like when it's like the really special stuff, it's like when she really just gets into it and it's like, I really want this. And they're being so talkative lately. I don't know if the camera did pick up when she did meow to be picked up and everything, but like when they want their wet food and stuff, it's just constant little mews and squeaks and little like headbutts that they give us all the time. It's adorable. It's cute. I love it. I'm like, oh my god, such a cutie patootie, yes. But yeah, not a lot has happened. I'm gonna wrap it up here, try and focus on finishing it, at least this section. I think I'm going to probably wrap it up with this instead, and then I'll finish these last 2 tomorrow. But bit of a shorter whip and chat this week. Anyway, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!